Hello, this is Edith Newmeyer, and I'm the author of the book The Mystery of Adam. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you are safe and healthy. I have to do a second video today because I didn't get everything talked about that I wanted to be talking about. In my last video, I talked about the shadow government and the New World Order. And I know I have to do a lot more, videos about that topic. Today, I want to go into more detail about what this New World Order is and this shadow government. Now, I said a little bit about the shadow government in my last video, but it is just very I think it is hard to understand what shadow government is, because we have heard this word shadow government in connection with like the deep state or the swamp, and many associate the shadow government with the Democratic Party, but all that is false. Okay, the shadow government, and people kind of think, they kind of have a feeling that there is a shadow government. The shadow government is a government behind, or you cannot even say government. It is an order or an organization or a leadership behind the government. I mean, behind it. In other words, the government that we're seeing, our elected politicians, our president, they're only puppets. They are puppets of this order or this ruling elite behind our government. That's what it is. Now, who is behind our government? It's not just our government. We're seeing through this coronavirus, we see clearly that there is a worldwide organization or a rulership behind all governments almost of the world. I can't say really most governments of the world. We can see this, how this pandemic or fake pandemic kind of came out and where it is regulated from. See, these orders that we are getting all the way down to the county are starting way up on top with a world organization, and they filter down to the different counties. And that's where the orders that start way up on top filter down. And they're kind of the ones that are implementing it. It's very clear to say that it is like a pyramid. Okay? Like a pyramid. Now, who is on top of this pyramid of this order? There are different organizations on top that are responsible for different areas of this world. And we see right now the World Health Organization in action. Now, we heard that Trump is not financially supporting this World Health Organization anymore. That doesn't mean a thing. It just means that somebody else is picking up the tabs. Because see, this World Health Organization doesn't need really money. Who needs the money? It's the people on the bottom, because they are doing the orders. They are implementing the orders who the higher up are giving. So there's this World Health Organization that have some people that decide something. And on top of this health organization is a leader. And this leader comes from whoever is ruling this world. And this leader on top is telling them what they have to implement. And in the team, they discuss it, and they discuss how they're going to implement it all the way down to the counties in every government. And I hope that is understandable, because that is what the New World Order is. It is, and the thing is, you still don't know who is behind it. Well, there's always these frontmen, like for instance, with the World Health Organization, you know that Bill Gates is one of the funders. And because he's one of the funders, he's also one of the organizers. Fauci, who is in charge of this daily, what do they have in meetings, Corona task force meetings, right? You know him from the Corona task force meetings. Fauci is part of this this World Health Organization. He's a top man in making the decisions in this World Health Organization. But see, every country has their own little place from where these orders continue. Like, for instance, in the United States, it's CDC. And in Germany, it's the Robert Koch Institute. So I know that. So every country has their health organization. And then that health organization gives the orders down to the state and then down to the county. And the people down in the county are implementing the orders that are coming from way on top. Now, we see very clearly with this fake corona pandemic that this pyramid is working very well. Now, we have different agencies on top for different purposes. We have the World Health Organization. We have the one for the finances, which is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is responsible, to regulate the finances all over the world, petrodollar. Okay. Then we have the military arm, the NATO, which is run by the United States. Okay, the United States is the military arm, and we have the responsibility mainly for providing the military force in this world. So now, who is on top of the pyramid? This is what everybody is, that's what everybody is asking. Now, I believe in my last video, I talked about this amazing Polly who did a great job showing you how this World Health Organization is kind of organized. But she didn't go on top. Who is on top? Because somebody has to run it. It's not Bill Gates. People think it is Bill Gates. No, it's not Bill Gates, okay? He is just one of the organizers. Fauci is one of the organizers. He's not running anything. So there has to be somebody behind it. Now, this this New World Order has been created a long time ago. Matter of fact, the United States has been founded for that purpose, for the purpose of this New World Order to come in place. It took 250 years to bring this New World Order in place, and we still don't know who is behind it. In the shadows, this New World Order was developed. We know that every president was part of creating this New World Order because they were part of the Freemason, and that idea about the New World Order comes from Freemasonry. And of course, our first president, Washington, he already was a Freemason, and he knew most likely about this New World Order. I have talked about Pike and Hall, who were really writing quite a lot about that New World Order. Now, how do we know that? Because of this dollar bill. Look what's on the dollar bill. This is a dollar bill, okay? $1 bill. And on this $1 bill is this pyramid. with the all-seeing eye on top. Okay, you can see that. And around that eye, the all-seeing eye, there is like a shine or a corona. Because I think that is what they call a corona. It's a shine. And who is the top of this new world order? If you read on the bottom, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. Now, I'm not good in Latin. Why is it in Latin? So it should be in English, shouldn't it? Why is it in Latin? Whose language is Latin? Do we still have that as a language today? Whose language? What country is using Latin as a language? Does anybody know? It is the Vatican. The Vatican is the smallest country in the world, and their language is Latin. You should know that. Because when I was still a little kid and I was raised in the Catholic Church, Latin was the language of the Roman Catholic Church. Every Mass was still read in Latin. Okay? Not the language of the country. It was Latin. And I think many are still doing that. So that's what this is. This is the language of the Vatican. Why would the language of the Vatican appear on a dollar bill of the United States? Because this new world order, okay, is ruled from the Vatican. That's why. Okay, now, do you want proof of that? You're going to have to do a lot of research. And I'm going to try to bring in some research, but go to somebody called Jogler66, and I have mentioned him before, Jogler66, and he can tell you quite a lot about the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church. But moving on with the New World Order. Novus Ordo Seclorum. I believe, of course, that means the New World Order. It's not new, but one world order. That's what it is. One world order. That's what it is. So this is talking about a one world order. Why do they want a one world order? Who is ruling this one world order? Who is on top? It is the all-seeing eye. Who is the all-seeing eye? You can find that in the Egyptian religion. You can find it in the Roman religion. Horus, the all-seeing eye. Who is Horus, the all-seeing eye? It is Lucifer. You can see that there is a corona around the eye. That's the light bearer. Lucifer is the light bringer. That's why. And Lucifer is on top of the pyramid of the New World Order. Now, Satan already had an order. He had the beast system during the Middle Ages, all the way until the 1700s. He had a beast system. He had the 10 horns on the beast. If you look at Daniel 7, he had the 10 horns on the beast. And those 10 horns on the beast were the kingdoms that kept the beast, the Roman Empire, alive. And the little horn in the middle, which is papacy, ruled them all. And then all of a sudden, these horns didn't cooperate anymore. First, of course, like France kind of broke away and had a revolution and went against the papacy, and even to the point where they took the Pope out of office. And then the German Kaiser, he also was a Protestant emperor, and he went away from the Pope. And so the Pope, this little horn, did not have the 10 horns anymore that would do his dirty work, because somebody had to do the dirty work. So these horns were, in a sense, I don't want to say destroyed, but they were changed into a different order, into a new world order. The Pope saw very early that this is not working the way it used to work, that he can rule the world with these 10 kingdoms of Europe. So he destroyed these 10 kingdoms, and he replaced these kingdoms with a new beast, in a sense, which is part of the first beast anyways, which is the beast out of the earth in Revelation 13. And that is the new world order that we have today. That started 250 years ago when the United States was founded. Now, of course, we were told that this new world order, or this new country, that this new country is a democratic country and it's created for the people. Well, that was all a lie. Because, see, when you do say that kind of stuff, then whoever is behind creating it, which is who? Satan, can hide. And the people he is using can hide. Because the people that were creating it, which was numerous groups, were hiding behind this, the United States, the democracy, and blah, blah, blah. And so now we are 250 years later. And 250 years later, this country that they established is now has world dominion. It is an empire. Okay? Now, this empire is not existing alone. The United States is not alone, this new world order, even though you can see that it's right there. Okay? It's right there. It is part of our country's founding, that this is what their plan was. We know that from Bush Sr. that he talked very big about this new world order that they're creating. And since the Second World War, they are in full swing putting these different organizations in place. See, these organizations like the World Health Organization, even the financial system, they became in full swing after the Second World War. And they took over. The petrodollar took over after the Second World War. The United States, the military arm of the United States, took over. NATO took over after the Second World War. And after the Second World War, whoever is on top, okay, had this stuff in place. This new beast out of the earth, which really is bowing down to the first beast. And it's part really of that first beast, that fourth beast actually of Daniel 7. Because that's what Revelation 13 says. That the second beast, which is the beast out of the earth, bows down to the beast out of the sea. Okay? So that's what we're in right now. And it's all in full swing. And what do they want? They want full control of everybody. Now, this system cannot be trusted. Why? Because they're deceivers. Who is on top of it? It is Satan, Lucifer. And Lucifer is using different agencies to do his bidding. And people, if they want to make a lot of money, they're going to have to bow down to Lucifer. That's why they are really sometimes called Luciferians. Okay, everybody who is in power is a Luciferian. They bow down to Satan. They want power. Okay, they want money, wealth, and power. And it's not necessarily just money. It is more the power that they want. Bill Gates has plenty of money. He doesn't need more. Look, he's giving out tons of money to everybody so he can control things. It is not the Bill Gates or the Soros or the Rothschilds that are the ones that are controlling everything. It is the agency behind them. Who is that? Well, it is papacy, but papacy is not necessarily the Pope either. Papacy is the whole, all the people up there. It's kind of hard to pinpoint. You can say it's the Black Pope, because there is a Black Pope, right? They are all working together. But ultimately, who is on top is the all-seeing eye. It is obvious. I mean, how stupid can anybody be? Here it is. On top is the all-seeing eye. And does anybody say who that all-seeing eye is? Nobody wants to, nobody wants to even say that it's Lucifer. And when people really say it's, they're Luciferians, these Bill Gateses and Faucis and whoever, then you know what? They're putting out of whatever. I mean, out of YouTube, out of Facebooks, they will not get any words out. They're deemed false information. So this is what is happening today, people. And you cannot trust our government. You cannot trust what they're doing. They are in the hands. Our government is in the hands of this organization, of this new world order. And we, the people, don't have free votes. You can see that again today. It's so obvious. I mean, they're making it easy right now. Just open your eyes and you will see it. This coronavirus should have told you who is in charge. It is not Trump. It is really not CDC. It is really the World Health Organization. But who knows who the whole World Health Organization has above them? Nobody knows it, right? So that's probably where it gets stuck. Oh, we can say Bill Gates. No, it's not Bill Gates. Bill Gates is right now the person with money that is dishing out the money to everybody. He's the front man, okay, that is paying out the people so they will do what? Who is it? Lucifer is saying. That's the bottom line. And that's why if you say that you are truly following Jesus, you cannot follow this New World Order or this beast system. And every country right now is under this all-seeing eye. Okay, it's so obvious. It's becoming, everything is coming together. All this control that they want to have, this contact tracing, controlling people. People are afraid about the chip, but it's not going to be the chip. It's going to be nanotechnology that's going to be put in your body, and you cannot you cannot even take it out anymore. If you got a chip, you can at least take the chip out. But what they put in there, the nanotechnology that they want to control everybody, and this all-seeing eye wants to have a control over everybody. You can't remove that from your body. It is going to be in there permanently, and it will change your DNA permanently, just like it was before the flood. Remember, before the flood, what happened is that most human beings were contaminated. The DNA of most human beings, except Noah and his family, was contaminated. I even think that one of his sons was contaminated, or maybe even the wife of one of his sons, like Ham. There was some contamination, because even after the flood, they started having these giants again. So the contamination must have been in the DNA. But before the flood, most people were contaminated. The DNA was contaminated by the fallen angels. Now you can do some research. These giants existed, okay? They existed before the flood. The giants existed. Even after the flood, the giants existed. There is plenty of research, there's evidence that we have skeletons of giants. So make no mistake, all that is true. And you do some research and you will see that before the flood, the giants were there and they were very evil. And God had to destroy humankind because of that. Now we're getting to the same point again, where this New World Order, Satan, wants to implement control. He wants to again destroy human DNA. What happens when this DNA is destroyed? That means they cannot connect to God anymore. That's why God had to destroy them, because there was no way they could connect. God could not, for some reason, I don't know why. Okay, I don't understand everything about biology, but they couldn't. This DNA couldn't be restored. See, when we are resurrected with our body is going to be changed. Our DNA is going to be changed. And when our DNA is going to be changed, people, we become a new person. Okay? So, but when this DNA is tampered with, it is most likely possible that this DNA cannot be changed anymore. And that's why the people who will take the mark of the beast at the end, they will not be able to be saved. They're lost. Okay? They're lost. So that is what the problem is, what's going on today. This New World Order, okay, that they're creating, and they have been creating for a long time, because it really, the beast system has been around. The papacy had control over this beast, for 1500 years, until the Reformation happened and it started getting out of his hands, right? And he got this head wound, but he was healed again. And so now he is in full swing, but he is in the background. This beast, whoever is ruling this beast, the Babylon the Great, or this little horn, is in the background. And he has learned not to be in the forefront because of most likely what happened before, because people would attack him. So he's staying in the background this time. So Satan learned that he had to hide and disguise and deceive people. That is the whole purpose. So make no mistakes. You as Christians have no say in who our president is going to be. The president is going to be a puppet of the New World Order. There is no doubt in my mind. No doubt. Every president, look at our election this time. Who do we have running? We have Trump and we have Biden, a pedophile. Now, Biden, you know what? He cannot even stand on his own two legs. Why? Because he has so much history of abusing or misusing children and women. I wouldn't be surprised if people would be so stupid and not care about a pedophile becoming a president, because you know what? The United States is Sodom and Gomorrah. People don't understand that. Again, I have people arguing with me about whether the falling away has already happened. We are in Sodom and Gomorrah. And people think the falling away has not happened. We have very few people left. Okay? Real Christians. Real believers. I'm not talking about people that call themselves Christians. We have plenty of people that call themselves Christians. They're not Christians. Okay? They are not true believers. But we have very few people left. And these people, they should not vote. I'm calling on people not to vote. Because you vote only for the beast system. You're voting for the New World Order. Okay? You're voting for Satan's kingdom. That's all you're doing, because this is what the world is. Caesar. Give Caesar what's Caesar's, and give to God what's God. Jesus never said, if he would be here today, or Paul, they would never have said you have to vote for any Caesar. See, in those days, the Jews didn't bow down to Caesar. That they had, they were lucky in that they didn't have to bow down to Caesar as God, because Caesar was God. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't vote for Caesar because he was not their God. They knew it. Jesus would have never supported anybody voting for Caesar. No. Give to Caesar what's Caesar's. What is of Caesar? Look, this is of Caesar. Right? Right there. This is what Caesar's is. We're living in the beast system. You know, the people during Jesus' time lived in the beast system. That was Rome. Rome was the beast system. And they lived in the beast system. Make no mistake. And Caesar was the top of the beast. And that's what Jesus said. Just give Caesar what's Caesar. It doesn't mean that you need to support him. You can pray for them that they will do good to you. Okay? That they will not oppose too many strong stuff on you or oppress you. But you're living in this world, and this world is different, and it's not our kingdom. Our kingdom will come. We are supposed to pray the prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Our kingdom is not from this world. Just like Jesus' kingdom is not from this world. Someday Jesus will come and establish his kingdom, but until that time, the new world order will be in charge. The new world order is in place. They just had a drill. Okay? This coronavirus, this corona pandemic is a drill. It was a drill. Now, this pandemic was not real, but it was a real drill. They practiced whether this system worked or not. And they realized, wow, this system works perfectly. Everything is in place for their little plan. They don't even have to use the police. They didn't even have to use military to enforce their little system. It's working by itself. Hey, on top, they make the decision. It trickles down. The whole world is in this little pyramid right now. The whole world. And we are right there on the bottom. We are the foot soldiers. And the foot soldiers are every citizen of this world. And 85% of the citizens are good soldiers that will automatically enforce what the guy on top says. Who is on top? Interesting. It is Lucifer, isn't it? He is on top, and he gives his orders to the next person in line. Well, people say, oh, Lucifer doesn't exist, or Satan doesn't exist. Well, guess what? There's another video I'm going to have to do, and that is about aliens, okay? Aliens, and alien activity, and the Pope being cahoots with aliens. Now, what are these aliens? Now, I don't want to do a new topic right now, but maybe that would be a very important topic. No, Lucifer exists. He is a being, but he is not necessarily a being from this world, from this dimension. He comes from another dimension. He was created in another dimension. Some people call it heaven. But he has the possibility or the ability to come into this world. You know from Job, when Satan went to and fro from this earth, okay, from heaven, God says, where have you been, Satan? Oh, I was to and fro from the earth to heaven. So he is moving back and forth from this earth to heaven. Someday, and I don't know if it's already happened, I would think when the saints will be taken out is when Satan will be totally kicked out of heaven. I think that could be a possibility. I don't know for sure. I still have to do the studies on that one. But at this point, Satan can still go to and fro from heaven. And so he is definitely on this earth. And his fallen angels, 1/3 of the angels are on this earth. Okay? They can take human form. And I'm not talking about demons, because demons are totally different. Demons are the souls, or you can't say the soul, the spirits, souls of these fallen angels. They were a mixture between human beings and fallen angels. Those were the Nephilims. And they are now, when they lost their body, they became the demons. And these demons, they cannot go anywhere. They are bound here on earth. But because they have no body, they seek the body of a human being. And that's what we call demon possession. They can also enter, as we've seen with Jesus, into animals. But they, of course, rather would go into human beings and use their bodies. But that's a different story. But these fallen angels are here right now, and they have been here from the beginning of time, ruling this world, ruling the governments of this world. All the governments of this world were in the hands of the fallen angels, of Lucifer. Do you remember when Satan came to Jesus and he tempted him? He said, I'll give you all of this. How can he come to Jesus and say, I will give you all of this? If this is Jesus's, how can he come to Jesus and says, I'm going to give you all of this if you just bow down? That's because this world right now belongs to Satan. Okay? He has the right to this world right now. Until Jesus comes and destroys the enemies, the beast system, and ties down Satan. Okay? Which we see in Revelation 20, when he ties down Satan, and he destroys the beast system, and he takes over and rules. This is how long Satan and his fallen angels are ruling in this world. And this is what we have today with the New World Order. And every governmental organization, you cannot trust any of the presidents. And I really urge you to think about it, because it's so important. When you bow down to the system, okay, and I believe when you vote, you bow down to the system, okay? I know we need to vote about our local government, but even our local government is very corrupt. I can see that right now with this coronavirus, how corrupt our government all the way down to the county, to the police, to every person is. We are all corrupt, and we are all working for this New World Order and for Lucifer. All these people are working for him. And you need to understand that. When you vote, okay, and I understand when people say, well, we have to vote because we can't complain afterwards. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Because we need to understand that this world order, especially up on federal level or even state level. I mean, our governor, okay, is under the New World Order. And he is under Satan. Okay, he is ruled by Satan. It's just bottom line. It becomes so corrupt, and I know it's maybe not nice, to say that, but it's bottom line, and that's it. Trump. Do not be deceived about Trump, people. Trump is a puppet of the New World Order. I don't want to say against the person Trump. Okay, I don't want to say against it. He's a human being like all of us. And He is deceived like most of us. His interest is money, power, wealth, being in the top group. That's his interest. And Trump will do anything. That's the type of person he is. He will do anything to be up with the upper. And I'm talking about the wealthy and the control people. He will do anything. His life shows it clearly. That's what his goal is. I can see interview after interview when he was young, and I have done it. Okay? And the things that he was motivated by. The guy is motivated by money, by wealth, by power. And his whole family, and I have done research back to all the way to his grandfather. It was all about wealth and money and control. All the way back to the grandfather. And I'll tell you that he is only in the business, in his own business. He's not in the business of the people. Yeah, I'm sure he has some empathy too, okay? And he wants the best especially for his families, for his sons, for his kids. I don't doubt it one bit. But he is absolutely in control of the money. Well, no, he is controlled by the money, the people with the money. Okay, he became president because somebody supported him financially, because he bowed down. He even bowed down to the Pope. Okay, I know that. He was put in place by the Bishop of New York, okay, which is the top bishop in the United States. And, well, it would be going too deep into things. But he was put in place by the Pope to be the president. And it's very obvious that Trump is not in charge. I mean, he's not in charge right now. He is not. Okay? He blabbers things and then he changes his mind again. And there's no consistency with Trump. And again, I don't want to put him down because he's just a human being. He's just a puppet in this whole game. And we have to understand that. We have to look behind the scenes and understand what's going on. And all these signs are there for us to understand that Jesus is returning very soon, and that this world, the wrath of God, is going to happen soon. We, the United States, is in Sodom and Gomorrah. And God is no longer going to listen and watch what's going on in the world. His wrath is kindled. I mean, why would God save the United States when he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? Why would he? When he destroyed everybody, like he destroyed, or he sent Israel, the 10 tribes of Israel, into captivity, never to return. So in other words, he destroyed Israel. Why would he not destroy the United States? He destroyed the Jews. Okay, make no mistake. He kicked them out of the land, actually twice. Once they went into Babylonian captivity, and then they went into captivity for Rome. And again, right now, they still not, returning to him. And you don't think God is angry? God is not angry for all these people rejecting him when he is screaming out? No. People think, we're going to have this huge revival happening in the United States. I don't see it coming. I don't see revival at this point. I see wrath of God because of the rebellion of human beings, the ruthless, the evilness that we're having, the exploitation, the control. I mean, why in the world would people allow themselves to be controlled by this one world order? But they're doing it. And they're trying to control their fellow human beings. But you know what? I need to come to an end right now. I hope you get the information that I'm trying to get across to you. You need to be extremely careful today, because these powers to be are playing with your mind. They're playing games. They're playing psychology on you. They're using psychology on you. They're using reverse psychology on you. They're deceiving you greatly. And you need to open your eyes to see what's going on. I'm coming to an end. Remember, you have to really let the Holy Spirit guide you, or else you will be totally misled. And so many people are.